Hey, I like that. All right. Thank you for joining us on the Black Truth. I'm here with Todd B. Harris, and here with my boy Nathan, who has been MIA for the past.
It's only 2 weeks.
I don't really get that
2
anymore.
weeks.
If he shows
2
up, he
weeks.
shows up. Whatever. We love him anyway.
Busy man.
I think that's it.
Got, J-Lo. I got,
How was?
it was actually pretty good. It was very, high, a high energy concert.
Mm-hmm.
Her backup dancers were great.
Okay.
Production was great. The only thing I just wish the stage was just a little bit bigger.
Okay.
But other than that, she danced her ass off. So
She really does.
I have nothing but respect for her.
J-Lo.
Yeah, J-Lo.
Was she here?
Yeah. Last Monday.
I was supposed to go. Somebody told me about it. I didn't know it was even happening until you mentioned it.
That's what I said. I did not hear any advertising leading up
I heard it was about
to this concert. It was weird. It just
Okay.
came like that.
How she did it?
She danced very well. It was her birthday party too. So I think they ended actually yesterday in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you what, she's 50 years old and dancing like that. Okay.
She by herself?
She had backup dancers.
I mean, like, did she had
Oh, she co-produces or the executive producer for The World of Dance.
Mm-hmm.
And she had her winners from that show come out free.
Oh.
And they were actually really good. Had some salsa, a groove, and the young lady that won the overall championship. That's a little ass off. Me back in the day when I was a little younger.
You still got your ass off.
I tried. Gotta get these news to work Well, but I missed you all.
We're definitely glad to have you back. Jamie will be here. He's very late.
Like always. You talk about me not showing up, but he's late every time.
You said
He's late every time.
Good to see you with that. So, we got a great topic tonight.
Yes.
So before we even get started, I want to say that when we have topics on the show, we really want you to think about how you truly would react. Not the cookie cutter answer that you give in front of everybody. Think about what you would really do in certain situations. Regardless of what we're talking about, I think we've talked in the past couple weeks about friendship and different things. Think about how you would really act in a situation. That's what we want to get to. Because everybody has a programmed answer. I would never do that. I'm such a great person. I don't feel like I would do that. I would never allow that to happen to me. I'm never going to do that. I would never fall in love and let somebody do that to me. Or I'd never be in love and do that to somebody else. We all have those nice, wonderful answers. But once we get in that situation and the emotions start kicking up and everything's real, it's a whole different story. And we all know that to be true. So even with, we've been through the whole Instagram, people taking pictures and stuff. And, I'm not going into that either, but I, honestly believe that the person that's posing for the picture actually knows what your intention is when you put something like that out. So let's try to stick with the truth. Let's kind of not dabble. And I'm not saying people are lying. I'm just saying, you know the truth about your situation better than everybody else. So
About you posting naked pictures on Instagram?
what the hell is that?
Holy shit.
This boy has a
That
mug.
is the biggest
that's
mug
bigger
I've
than
ever
you.
seen.
I've never seen a mug that big.
Where'd you get that from? Holy crap.
has a coffee like this big.
Seriously.
Fit like 12, 15 cups of coffee. I don't know. It's probably got drink like that for energy or something.
Yeah, he's gonna come in and say,
I'm on fast.
"Oh, you're fast. Oh, you're fasting." Spill
Oh,
the
Jason
world.
stuck in traffic again. Well, we don't know because he did tell me that he was leaving, that they would already be out and that he wasn't going to be late today. So I don't know what exactly the situation is. But
Hey, meeting at the last minute. That's probably what it was. Like I was doing. I was there at 4:30.
all right. So any good news? Anybody have any good news? Anything you want to share? I know that
I'm just glad to be here.
I'm really glad to have you here.
That's just some great.
That's always good news.
Football season's on too. Sports.
Sports.
Yeah.
I think Miami's doing really good this year. Or they have a really good team. University of Miami.
We got a new coach.
They have a good team this year. So we'll see what happens.
What are they running?
We'll see you asking details. I don't know about that. I mean, I was doing good just to know they had a good team.
They haven't played yet.
Congratulations, Jason. Jason starts a new teaching job next week.
Oh,
That's good.
Jason.
That's always good. These are the New York kids.
New York. I think he teaches the Carter School. Correct me if I'm wrong. Hi, Jason.
And David Shirley has a men's physique competition coming up on August 17th. So if you want to go wish him some luck or something, and that'd be good. It's Crown King 86 on Instagram. So wish him some luck. He's struggling with the no carbs. Trey starts school on the 19th. Massage therapy. Awesome.
That's awesome.
Make us some money. You know, I get 10% of everything that you do. I don't know that mud is taking me on. Just wait until what did you say? Just wait until this kicks in.
I'm just waiting till you drop it. You're gonna drop it. I know. I feel it. You're gonna drop it.
I mean, you're little, so that mug looks like it weighs about 20 pounds. Right, so yeah, he does teach with charter school, Democracy Prep, Harlem Middle School. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, so let's get out. Let's get on it.
Yes. Yes.
What would you do for love? That is our topic today. How far have you gone with someone because you're in love, or what kind of things have you accepted? What kind of crazy things have you done in the name of love?
In the name of love.
You have anything to say on that? I know you said that. I know you a long time, so I know you guys are dating, right? But you're a little crazy anyways.
Actually, what happened? I mean, that is a good question.
It is.
That is a good question. I can't really say I've done anything like out of the box.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
Which box is that?
the
Pandora's
dramatic
box?
box.
It's Pandora's box is unlimited.
I've never chased somebody down. Huh?
Pandora's box is kind of unlimited.
Is that in the way? Are they dangling stuff? It's in the way, right?
What?
Is that pretty? What?
Oh, no. Pandora's box. It's the box, you know, the...
Oh, I get it. I thought you were going in a
It's-
totally different direction. I thought you were talking
Not
about
the
jewelry.
Pandora bracelets that you get.
That's what I thought. Now we get the box.
It's not Pandora that you use it metaphorically, but
Yeah.
once
I
you
thought you were
open
talking
it,
about
it's
jewelry
supposed
because
to
he likes
unleash all
jewelry.
kinds of different things. So. Jason says, I would do anything for love, but I won't do that singing. I remember that song. And what, by chance, is that? That's
Yeah,
the thing.
what is
You know,
that?
what is that?
What is that? What would you not do? Or what is that?
So don't worry the answer. So what's the craziest thing you've done?
In a good way or a bad way?
Whatever you want to share.
I think I went to an ex's house just to see if he was there or not. I really have, I can honestly say I really have not gone crazy, you know.
Maybe when you were younger?
Well, let's just say when I was younger, I didn't have a lot of success in the dating category, and that's not the joke. I really did not date a lot growing up in Knoxville. So, I mean, I had exes, but it wasn't what people probably thought.
So Trey says work abilities and silence and love, you really don't run into in that situation. That's great, and you're right. But I know you've done some crazy stuff. I can pick one off the top of my head. But I'm not going to say I'm letting you say it. But
Well, you just called him out. You might as well go ahead and say it.
he'll put it up, but he's not ashamed of anything. So he'll put it up.
But I do have to agree. You do lose yourself.
Yes.
In some
Absolutely.
situations, you do. An individual can make you step outside of yourself if you're not very careful. And but don't get that confused with being in love and love.
Right.
If you leave us, going back to that mental illness, as we talked about in the past, that feeling of just being alone and thinking you are in love.
No, we're talking about actual
Things.
things.
I lost my job.
Oh, I have not lost my job for love.
We have not finished a relationship.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
No, I can understand
I
that.
had not done that. And I was ashamed. But this is way up under this patient.
That situation.
Yeah. And it was
That's a puppy love. Was it the beginning of the relationship or still
about maybe 6 months into it.
6 months into it?
And for somebody to just be like, oh no, don't worry, it makes you feel sometimes.
Those situations, I mean, I never lost my job over it, but it didn't, laying down and not ready to that, knowing you have to go to work, waiting until the last minute. Jason says, I was once in Chicago for a first date, set up an amazing race-style hunt for my date to solve. And it ended up, we were having dinner, had several clues that he had to solve before getting to the location. How did that end for you, Jason?
My mom did that with me and my brother for Christmas. So depressing.
Nobody's not going to go through all that at all.
Could you?
No, I can't.
I mean, I think it's cute. I like stuff like that, though.
Someone has to really know you.
Yeah.
What you want to say, everything has to
Yeah.
be something worth you actually finding. And once you find that next clue, it's like, anticipation for the next clue. I'm going to give you 10 clues because,
That's a little bit.
maybe like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So he said he was
It's
annoyed,
interesting.
but was impressed by the cleverness. Okay.
Yeah.
So I haven't really been in love. I've been in deep connection with certain people. And I never do anything in front of them. Like they would never see it.
Mm-hmm.
Like even if they upset me, I would never show it. I would just kind of just go cold like I do because I'm really good at that. And then when I'm by myself, I might have a temper tantrum or something, or get real dramatic. They'll never see it. They'll never know it. You will not get drama out of me. You will never see it.
Oh, I can't say it. Yeah. Well, if you're going that route, the club back in the day was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing to express yourself when it came to access and thinking you're in love, but you're really not.
Give us a situation.
Like for example, you at the bar with your significant other, and you see them dancing or talking to somebody else, and you can tell there's flirtation going on. You just make a scene. But who is that? Why? That type of thing. I have done. I have done that. I think I was a certificate.
I'm a gentleman with an accent.
I can't say.
What's the good name?
I can't say that.
No, it's not.
Oh, the
Oh,
face will
the
say
face
everything,
will
but
say
we're not gonna be screaming, yelling, and raising our voice, or rolling around the floor, messing up my shoes. No, we're not doing that. Right.
Well, I give them the look, and not now. I've grown up since then. Yeah, I've been known to, say my piece.
Since Trey's not going to say it, I'm gonna say it anyway because I was waiting for you. And this is what I was making for. He was dating this guy, and the guy was so jealous that he used to make Trey sit in the car while he was at work and not go anywhere. I mean, this was like a long time ago when he was younger. It was so I would never ever. That's like the best thing in the world.
Okay.
You're too cute to be off by yourself so long at work. You got to sit in the car.
I'm going to go work for 8 hours. And you sit in the car?
Or up there with him, yep. Hey, can anybody top that?
No, I think that right there is absolutely.
Chris said he forgot about that. Right. That's why I said I was waiting for you to say it. You never said it. That's the best one ever. That's like top.
Oh my God.
I haven't heard anything yet to beat that.
I have not even heard of such.
He said he would sit in the car for hours. Yes.
I mean, did he give you food, water? I mean,
he worked at a restaurant, so he ate, but he couldn't go anywhere and interact or anything.
Because this guy was so jealous.
Yes. You can't do it. Right.
In the car. Don't forget
in
the car.
Wow. Yes.
So, Trey, how long did this, if you don't mind me asking, how long did this relationship last? That's what I
And needless to say, he's come a long way since then. How long were you and what's his name together?
You almost called him out. You remember the name too, don't you? Because you know somebody like me would try to find him on Facebook. You crazy ass.
Right.
You leave your boyfriend's locked in the car. Shit. Damn. Oh wow.
Right.
Was this an everyday thing?
Yeah.
Or just when they got in argument?
No, this wasn't about an argument. This one was regular. That was part of the routine. We're going to work and sit in the car. Right.
I'm stumped.
So
I mean, oh wow. I do remember. Oh wow, I can't get past that.
Right. Yeah, you're the winner.
Yeah, you're the winner on that.
Right.
I stay in the car while I go to work because I'm so jealous that I can't leave you home by yourself.
Jason says he's flown on flights benefits to meet in towns where he was overnighting and surprises him at the hotel lobby. We're together for 3 years. And that's cute. That's nice. Jason has good experiences, good happy, healthy experiences. That's really good. I don't know. I just haven't been in enough relationships to even have too many comments on that. You know, I've dated a whole lot of people, and so I will tell you that I've accepted some things. Like I went out with this guy, Bernard, and the things that I accepted from him, because I really liked him, so I would let him. He would drive my car and keep it out all night, and knowing that having to work the next morning, I let him borrow my car. It was just like stupid stuff. And then one time he bought my car back, and I had a big slit in the seat. He had no idea how it happened. It was crazy. Yeah, that was pretty much the last straw. After that,
yeah.
But we don't talk anymore. But we talked for a while. And, I just had we were on the same page about what was going on, so we just turned out to be a funky situation. But
there's just something with that name. Bernard. Bernard. That should give you the first indication.
No, he was.
I'm joking. Bernards. I'm sorry.
He was cool.
Making fun. Make fun and make fun.
That's whatever. We all get in situations like that. We all do things when we're in love. It does make us step outside of the box, outside of our normal routine, that makes us do things that we don't think we normally do. You know, I've seen situations where people. Sean said he lost his job for not being a better. People lost their job because they have people calling up their job all the time, harassing them, coming up to their job. Lost it. Hi, Brandon. Brandon says, I drove from Dallas, Texas to Tarpon Springs, Florida, nonstop for 18 hours. And the next year, an astronaut did the same trip from Houston to Tampa for a man. She wore a diaper to keep from having to stop for bathroom breaks. Now, I didn't go that far. There's more. Hi, Tyrell.
That's a lot. That's good.
He moved back with me to Dallas that day, only to start sleeping with friends that lived next door. I had absolutely no clue. This was months later, after we'd broken up. The guy he cheated on with invited me over for dinner, and he so happened to have a colleague, a collage that I made for my ex, who was a model, but he apparently gifted the collage to the neighbors before they broke up. Now beat that. Wow. That's interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he might be in the running with Trey. So, Brandon, this is the first.
Oh, I dated a guy, actually my very first, that he just announced 2 days before he left that he was going to the Navy. And he actually had to come to my hometown because that's where they were before they got shipped off. And I was so disturbed and distraught that I actually went to the hub to meet him in front of all his new Navy buddies.
Oh, wow.
And that was during the time Don't Ask, Don't Tell, so nobody was supposed to know.
So you was a workout partner. It was down to get around that. This is my workout. This is my cousin, my workout partner. We work out together.
I mean, it was disturbing. How do you go from, I forgot to tell you, I'm going to the Navy in 2 days. It's gotten better in your life, but we're friends today.
Now, if we're going to do crazy interactions, I went out with this guy. His name is Gio. We've actually been talking for a while, and our first date, before we actually went out, we talked for a while because we know each other. And our first date, he came to my house to pick me up, and he asked me to drive my own car. And I'm like, you're here, why would I drive myself? And so clearly we didn't go out that night. And then he called me, and I called him back, and his boyfriend answered the phone.
Oh, wow.
And I said, is Gio there? He said, I'm Gio's boyfriend. I said, oh, well, congratulations. Is Gio there? I would ask. So he gets on the phone. I said, his response was classic, like the best response in the world. He said, why wouldn't I? How do you go? Where do you go from there? I mean, I just got on the phone, but I just thought that was really funny. So, why wouldn't I? Because you're talking to someone else, you ass. That's why you shouldn't have one.
But are you
trying to
friends
get
with
one
him today?
Oh, hell no.
I didn't think so.
We don't do that.
Are you not friends with your exes? Do that?
If I go out with you and we break up, you have to leave the area. I mean, I don't want to run into you anywhere. But if we slept together and we're broken up, you have to leave the United States. I'm going to leave the United States. I don't want to bump into you anywhere at all, whatsoever.
You are hard. I mean, not even
because I feel like I put
the Kroger.
No, I don't want to, because I feel like I put I feel like I put a lot into stuff, and
Yeah. I see you.
AKA,
Alright, something.
AKA police. Is that pinky ring? So, Jamie's here.
Jamie's here.
And we're going to have you sit and we're going to introduce you. So what happened today? Huh?
She's about to
Congratulations. You and your boyfriend? Still together? of each other. Okay.
Nothing bad. It's
Congratulations,
just
Mike.
logistics.
Moving in with the significant other. Steps.
That's great. So,
What is wrong with you? You completely shocked by this news. Like, I really want you. You have nothing to say? No congratulations. No. You just like.
that's the first I've heard of it.
Well, when did this?
Oh, that's been a while.
So he can't share. He don't share stuff. He's so. No, you didn't mention it. You just talk about it.
I haven't missed nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I haven't been here, so you
Even today, I said, Jamie, are you going to be on time today? He said, we're going to already be out. So I should get it on camera. He didn't say they were out moving. All right, back to the subject. Trey says I've been with someone and later found out that they had a whole partner that I didn't know about. I found out when we were cuddling on the couch and they told me to be quiet when a call came in and they answered, hey baby. I was like, but I stayed because by that time I had feelings embedded in the situation. What was I thinking? So you were the other dude. His dude called, answered the phone while you were there, answered it, hey baby, and you stayed?
That's crazy.
Because you had feelings. Yeah, I would have had feelings too, but they would have made me stay. Wow, that's awesome.
I threw Doritos in the house.
What does that mean?
You threw Doritos at the house or
Inside the house, I threw Doritos.
Hey,
Hey,
what?
well, because I was trying to talk to my ex at the time, and he just wouldn't talk to me.
So you threw Doritos in this house?
So I got
Yeah.
so frustrated that when I got back home, I just threw the bag of Doritos. I did at the sink, but it went everywhere. So needless to say, I was vacuuming up Doritos for the next probably 5 months.
You just did no work for yourself. That's what happened.
I was trying to prove the point. Well, it felt good throwing the bag at the moment. The cleaning up process, it didn't feel so good.
Was it a full
Wait.
It was a full bag of
Oh,
Doritos.
so-
Trey's saying it's the same person that made him sit in the car while they were at work. You know who these Javon was.
Trey.
Oh, wow.
No, you missed it because
Trey.
I said earlier that he dated somebody that made him sit in the car
Yeah.
while he was at work.
For hours?
For hours.
Trey.
Really? And that's why he's a bigger and better man.
You better be.
I know, right?
That's why
As you
Trey
say,
is
you
who
know
he
I was
is
at
today.
work. What kind of food is that?
I don't know where he got that
I
from.
work
He said
9-hour shifts. I ain't seen no fucking what?
Right.
You have food. You work at the restaurant.
He didn't get that behavior from me. I don't know where he got that from.
That's why that dolphin food.
Oh, he left you in the car like a little baby. Did he leave the window down? Did you and sweaty and suffocate like you almost passed out? No. Wow. So what's the? I mean, you've only been dating for a few months. I think it's time. Like, this is your first year dating. Have you got anything crazy? Like in the name of love, you got no
No, I don't play
I knew the answer before you even asked. Have you
Have you become close? No?
sex is never that good, baby. I'm sorry.
Never.
Not to get you sitting in a car.
It's too much out here to be sitting in the car.
This is just happened years ago. Give him a break a little bit. You know? I mean, you know, you sit in the car, you throw Doritos, all in the name of love.
What were you trying to do with Doritos? Did you hurt him?
I was just pissed. No, he wasn't inside the house yet.
So why were you throwing Doritos?
Because we walked all the way to Freaky
He was
Kroger,
upset.
and he would not speak to me.
He was upset.
And that's how he got up my skin.
I do that at
And
work.
I'm
I had
feeling
to walk
more
back.
and more normal by the minute.
I do that at
And
work.
I threw a bag of Doritos inside the house, and his friend thought I was the crazy.
I break pins in the back office when I'm there.
Come to find out later on that actually believe that he's the
I
crazy.
break pins. Yeah.
Oh, you did
I
what?
just snap pins in half in the back. Never pissed off. I just go to the back office and until I calm down. I did it. I mean, I'd rather do that than curse people out.
Brandon says it depends on, should that be sex? Never say never.
Wow.
No, I've had really good sex. I'm sorry, but they're not going to make me do stuff like that. We're not going to do that. Because I tried, my thing is, I'm not going to do anything that I don't want to have to hear about later. And that's honest. I'll be honest truth. I'm not going to do anything that someone.
Sorry.
What's going on here? Am I triggering something?
Well, he was talking about breaking a pin in the back. Don't you just really, if you just get away with it, just all in the name of love, just walk up to somebody and just slap it?
I said before I make that statement, let me think it'll start. I'm gonna just not even go down the earth. My memory's not the best, so anyhow. Right, absolutely, Jason. They need to go. I don't want to bump into them anywhere. I went when I remember I was going to I went into Kroger and this guy was coming out that I had went on a date with when I first moved to
The bag of Doritos sounds very good right about now, don't it?
and he came out and he looked at me and he was like, Todd? No.
You play crazy?
Yeah, I played like I wasn't even him. I do that a lot. I'm really good at it. He's like, you look like somebody I know. I get that a lot.
I do that. Yeah, I do that when I perform. Like, I used to do that all the time. Because people, when I go out, they'll be like, oh, you look familiar. And then they'll see me on stage, which I don't wear makeup or anything, so I don't know what the confusion is.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they see clothes on or something. I don't know.
You're not looking at your face.
But I said, I don't know who you're talking about. So I do that.
You're not looking at your face.
No, they're not.
So it's the last place you want to see them.
No, I
is at
promise
Jerry's
you.
on Juniper. I don't want to see them anywhere. I agree. Like I went to so that's fine. I went to before they put Temple Piedmont there was a bookstore on that corner. So I went there once and I saw this guy, and I wasn't sure, but it looked like somebody that I had done something with, and he came and talked to me, which automatically annoyed me. I don't like Snapchat, especially with we going out and doing more conversation and everything to say to, especially if I'm not interested in your game. So that's really why I haven't seen him since I think he was probably abducted by aliens or something.
Area 51.
Right. That's where he's at. That's where we should send them Area 51. Anyone we break up with or we don't get along with.
Well, not all breakups is a bad thing.
The breakups are usually a good thing, but how we feel about the breakup is what counts.
At that time. You know? And then down the road, you
Hey,
meet
Wanda.
somebody that you like and changes your whole perspective on the past.
So Wanda, we're talking. She's a good one. We're talking about some of the crazy things that people have done in the name of love or in relationship or whatever. So I'm sure you have a lot to say about that. It's a lie. You started in January. What would you have to say?
It's not.
You said it's a lie, right? I mean, January, right? This year, all the same year, though.
Oh, you've actually dated other people?
I was in a relationship for a whole year with somebody.
I didn't quite make it 365.
Okay.
You learn shit every day.
Just start dating people.
Well, see, I was.
So, because, how people at Publix talk. It seemed like your last boyfriend had you on lockdown. Like you could do anything.
Which
Talk
was
to anybody.
weird because I don't know where that came from. I truly don't know.
He doesn't work.
Does anybody believe that?
I don't believe it. I don't believe
Okay.
it. But when he told me that, I didn't really know you that well at the time.
Oh, but that's
I didn't know. If he told me that today, I wouldn't know.
Were you on lockdown?
no.
Hi, Steven. I don't know who Steven is. My breakups have all been for the best. They all were just crazy afterwards. You know, that's true, but have you done anything crazy or said anything? Well, they've been crazy to you. I know a couple of them that act like they lost their minds. You know, well, I'm just like Trey, like people that brush up against her, they just lose their minds for some reason. I don't know. And she has to deal with the fallout for that. I don't know. So there's a support group also for people that have dated Wanda or brushed up against her or went out with help getting over her. So, because she's so cool. So,
God, it sucks being that beautiful. Fuck. You brushed. Oh.
My thing is, like, people always try to control me. Like, I don't know, because I guess, like, doing what I do, I always give off the impression that I want to be controlled or dominated. And so they always try to, be all brody or whatever. But, I mean, I'll go along with it for a little while, because sometimes it's fun, but...
Well, if you go along with it, how long are you talking about?
I'm just saying, I like there's certain things that I'll do. Like I'll do that. Okay, I'll do that. Okay, I'll do that too. And I might do that, but it's just not. Once you really try to put your foot down there, small stuff is one thing, but like telling me I can't do this or I can't talk to this person. One person that didn't like it when I was on the phone, so I couldn't let their parents or didn't want me to answer calls when they came in. Just little stuff like that.
What is wrong with people?
I don't know. People want something or someone to dominate sometimes, grow up. And the worst thing is if you don't know, like you think you're getting to know a person and they present this one package when you start dating and then you fall in love and then you find out later that all these other extra things start to come out and you were already in love with that person and you guys
I ain't that much of
in
that crazy. That crazy is
really
love goes over real fast. I just don't understand who people think they are.
That's the thing. It's not who they think they are, it's who we think they are. That's the one. That's the thing. Like who are we seeing every day? What person are we interacting every day? Is that the real them? The person that they're showing us that we're seeing is it the real them? Sometimes that's hard to decipher. Like after a few months, and then this other person starts to come out, and you're like, well, that's not who I fell in love with. That's not who I'm going to go out with. Just like once they feel like they've gotten to a certain place, or to a certain headspace, then they want to play all these games. What? It's that face for it.
I really don't have.
Trey Presley said, "And you let them."
Ooh.
Is that for me?
Oh,
that's for everybody.
Oh,
because like I said previously, once people show signs of being crazy and you don't do anything about it, don't get 6, 7, 8 a year later down the line and be like, "Oh, I can't believe." No, you saw it and you so in love that you just said, "Oh, okay."
When? Okay, I get that, but when did you see it? Is the question.
As soon as you saw it, you should have addressed it.
Right,
it's not that.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. If you make it that, it is very much so easy.
It depends on what.
No, don't. It's that easy.
You know what? Other people don't have as strong as a mind as you do.
Well, get one.
And you just can't buy it on the shelf.
Well,
that's why people have to go through relationship experiences to really truly find out who you are. Especially during that time when it was not cool to be gay. So you accept anybody in a relationship.
Absolutely.
Not anybody.
Have you ever had your heart broken?
I have been disappointed in somebody, but my heart wasn't broken.
Okay, so
what's there? No, not really.
Right. So some would say if you haven't had your heart broken, then you don't really know that. That's I heard that.
I mean, what's heart? What do you consider heartbreak?
Have you ended a relationship or someone has hurt you and broken your heart? You feel like you can't get over it. You have a hard time dealing with it. You just ache, your stomach ache, your heart.
Yeah.
Oh no, child.
Right. So you don't really know what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't know what that stomach sinking.
But your
feels
stomach
like.
should not override your mind in common sense and logic.
When you say that today,
No, I mean that. Because feelings are futile. They change. They go up and down. They're determined by a whole bunch of circumstances, moods, and I feel good today, I don't feel good tomorrow. Emotions are not what should drive your life. I'm sorry, because you can't trust them. You can love somebody today, and a week later be like, "What the hell? Who is this person that is in my room?" Like, emotions are not. They're not to be trusted. I'm sorry, they just aren't.
But they're your emotions. Though.
They're my emotions, but I'm saying I don't make all my decisions based on emotions. And I'm not saying you do, but I'm just saying at some point you have to say, okay, this is how I feel about somebody, but what is best for me? What is logical in the situation? You can't say, oh, well, I love him and I know he's crazy and I got to sit in the car for a 9-hour shift while he at work, but I love him. Okay, love is one thing. Common sense is another.
I think you
Yes, I am young, but that don't mean nothing.
But
It's some very
He
dumb
was
old
about your
people
age
on
when
this
this
planet.
happened, though. He was about your age now when this happened.
I don't understand that. I don't understand it. If somebody is showing you certain traits and you're just so in love that you just be like, oh well, okay. And then you want to act disappointed when they manifest the traits that they showed you, that's your fault. And people don't like to be held accountable. That's what's wrong. People do not like to be held accountable
But what
for
happens?
anything. They just want to say, "Oh, I can't believe it happened," when you saw it happening.
But what happens if there's motivation and it's good motivation behind it? You know?
Okay, so let's look at timelines. So you're going from when someone shows you who they are at the beginning, and you continue to accept that. That's one thing. But we're talking about after you've been in a relationship for a while and things start to change. Like you've already invested, you've already loved this person.
Give me an example.
Next and I going out, which
And-
that might happen.
And we move in together.
Right.
We decide to buy a house.
Yes.
Dog, if you want kids, now the kids come in. Then all of a sudden, things change. Now, you're just not going to see one trait and be like, oh, I'm done. That's the part of the relationship. You're going to have your downfalls. It's not saying that all these downfalls are so detrimental that the relationship is over, but you try to do everything possible that you know how to do to keep the relationship going, motivate, do things outside your regular norm because you love this person. So instead of just saying, oh, we got a house, we got 2 kids, yep, you hit the wall. That means, boom, you've already had it. I'm done.
What I
Okay.
said is, if you see traits in people and you don't address them,
But you
then
can still
it ends the
address
way that
them.
it ends, then that's your fault. I didn't say you just throw people away because they show a different side of themselves. What I'm saying is when you ignore things and you don't address them out of love, out of this guise of
Love
love.
can be blinding. for
No, it
some
can't.
people.
No, it can't.
Yes, it can.
Love does not require you to just overlook things. That's not what love is.
Okay, then call up Beyonce and tell her that.
Beyonce is Beyonce. Beyonce is Beyonce. I don't have nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
Love is.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry. This concept of
But
love that we
how
have,
how
that
can
when
you
you're in
relate?
love with somebody, just whatever.
So have you ever been in love?
Oh yes,
You have been in
yes.
love
I'm
before.
in love now, but that doesn't take away my brain.
It does not have to.
But you keep saying, oh, but when you're in love with somebody, you
But it's
just
a
might,
different feeling
you
for
might
different
do
people.
things for people.
You
that's
will.
love-
And people have done things. Trey sat in the car for 4 years.
If you think somebody making you sit in a car for hours is love, then you don't
I'm
know
not
what love
saying it is, but I'm saying up here, he thought maybe at that time
Well, he felt more
not decipher the
emotion.
difference.
Trey, and I'm sure that he would agree that Trey was feeling things when he was in that situation. Because if he would have really been in a sober mindset, he wouldn't let nobody now be like, oh,
That's now.
But I'm saying
it happened.
that don't change the fact that it was wrong back then. Just because you realize it
I
later
didn't
on, it was
say
still
it's
wrong when it happened.
wrong or who is right. I'm just saying, how can you're in love right now and nothing is probably dramatic has
I'm
happened
gonna have to
get you out of that.
All right, I'm gonna have to look at. Hold up. Okay, so both of you are kind of missing what I was saying.
No, yeah.
I mean, I saw where you went, and I see where you're going. But the thing I'm talking about on a smaller scale, and you're right, Wanda, I think at some point you have to know your worth and what you deserve. Brandon said you don't always see traits. People can be very misleading, and that's what I'm talking about. The misleading part, because you can meet somebody, you can go out for months, and they can show you the best side of them enough to make you fall in love and want to be committed.
And then all of a sudden,
all these emotions tied up.
Changes, right?
If you're dating somebody and you own this,
Let me finish.
Listen.
Let me finish. Thank you. So we have to work on the view. That's what we do. So after you get all these emotions involved, and
It's taking a while.
right. After you get all these emotions involved, these feelings tied up, it's not just that easy to be like, whoa, we're done. You know, it's not just that easy to let go. And some people can do it. Like, I can do it, but there's a lot of pain involved. It's not just because I'm like, okay, I want you to get out and, you know, I don't want to see you again. It doesn't mean that once you leave, I'm not going to be in pain and I'm not going to be hurt. Because feelings have to be dealt with. They're not. You can't just. I mean, you might be able to go plug yourself in somewhere and reboot, but the rest of the world can't really do that. We have to deal with our feelings. If we don't deal with the feelings that we have, they stay there, and then other things get piled on top of that, and they stay there. And you keep stuff happening, and then at some point, someone trying to get in. You know, at some point, it just comes out the wrong way.
I actually
thought that's what it was trying to do.
All
Right, so that's what I'm saying. So yeah, you have to use your mind. You don't want to stay in stupid situations. So eventually, you got to get out of it. You definitely want to get out of it, and you're going to. But it doesn't mean that you're not going to deal with those emotions. You're in love right now. If he did something crazy tomorrow, you'd probably break up with him or kill him, bury him in the backyard. I don't really know how you react to that. But it doesn't mean you're not going to have to deal with those emotions.
He'll go in the back of the and break a pen. He go back out and he's fine.
Break a whole bunch
You break a whole bunch of pens and he comes back out. You're fine. I wish all of us could turn their emotions off with the snap of.
I don't cut my emotions off.
You know that.
You only have two.
That's not. See, y'all misunderstand me so much. Y'all really do.
I can only go by what
y'all make me come off as this emotionless shelf.
We make you?
No.
Who's responsible for anything? I sit up there and laugh.
For example, there have been times me and my boyfriend now have gotten into arguments where he wanted to know something rightly. And let me finish. For example, I know because I was gathering this thought. And make a long story short, what I told him is the reason why I was not responding to you is because I didn't want to say anything crazy in the heat of a moment and make the situation worse. Because you keep like, look, and then that make it even worse. So what I'm saying is you have to know how to control yourself in certain situations without making things as terrible as they possibly can be. That wasn't me being emotionless. That was me saying, you know what, let me not say anything crazy. Because in the moment right now, I can say something and it'll make the situation even worse. So what happened is when we got home and I parked the car, I said, look, this is why I was not responding to you because I didn't want to say anything. You were arguing with it. And me throwing more heat on the flame ain't going to make it better. And then I explained myself and it was squashed. That's it. Okay. So if you always do everything based on how you feel at the moment or your emotions, I'm not emotionless. I just process things differently than other people, I guess. I don't know. That's just me. So that's just my perspective. That's how I do things.
That's good. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. You don't want
no, but what I'm saying is,
what
I'm saying is, I keep hearing people say, well, I was in love. What does that have to do with you using, you recognizing things and using reason and saying, this is not good for me? using love as an excuse to stay in toxic things. It's not an excuse. I'm sorry. To me, it's not. To me, I'm going to say that. To me,
let me read this.
Everybody else is saying.
I'm gonna break that down for you. Brandon says, if he didn't know any better all the time, I cannot judge his mindset. We all have a different experience in love and life. But everyone will learn from the experience of others. Some of us have to get the knowledge. Some of us have to get the knowledge in the first person. Jamie, you don't seem emotionless. You seem very matter of fact. But in the moment, it doesn't always happen that way. Okay, so I get it, and I understand what you're saying. People do. I don't want to say people use love as an excuse, but when they say love is blinding, it can be blinding. Sometimes you don't see things. Sometimes you might change it around in your mind to make it a little bit different to suit the situation.
You want it to be okay.
Of course you want it to be okay.
So what I'm saying is don't do that. Don't make something okay that you know is not okay under love.
It's not always that simple. It eventually gets that simple, but it's not always that simple.
If you can recognize that you downplay the situation out of love, you can recognize that you shouldn't. I'm sorry.
You can recognize it now in hindsight, but when you're in that moment and you have those feelings, depending on how you're feeling about yourself, you might be, like we always talk about, you might be a very lonely person and you want to be in that situation. If you're lonely, you will accept a lot.
I'm not talking about domestic situations.
Well, I'm just saying it kind of plays a part too, because some people, get that attitude. You know what I'm saying? They say that they love this person, but they don't really recognize, that situation until after the fact.
Sometimes domestic violence is a normal in people's lives or how they grew up. So when they have it in a relationship, they take how they grew up and put it into that, and they think that's normal. So I mean that happens. I see that every day, especially at work. What I'm saying is, if you're deeply in love with somebody, sometimes it's hard to see the truth. Eventually, you will see the truth. So it's hard to see the truth. Eventually, you see it. And
no, it's not hard to see the truth. People don't want to see the truth. You know when somebody's doing you wrong.
Regardless,
you're in love.
Regardless, the ending is the same. It takes a minute to get out of some situations. It's not that matter of fact. You might have other things involved. You might have different things that you have. I mean, there's steps involved in getting out of serious situations.
I think that people stop saying it's kind of hard to see the truth.
It's because it's not.
I think people do know. They just don't want to believe.
You don't want to believe things. No, it's not. That's not the same thing. That's not the same thing. If you know something is bad for you and you're using love as an excuse as to why you don't want to end something, that's not the same as seeing somebody doing you wrong and then recognizing that and ending it. That's not the same. But you're not
using love as an excuse. Love is a situation. Love is what it is. It's not an excuse.
That's not. But my point is, we calling certain things love, and it's not love. It's more so emotions. It's lust. It's you. I just like this person sexually. It's not love. Love does not require you to put yourself in crazy situations.
It should. Yeah, it should be.
So that's what I'm saying. We use words all the time that don't apply to things.
I mean, you have a right to think that way, and I'm not disagreeing with you, but situationally, when you're in love, when you have those strong feelings, it's not that kind of love.
You can have feelings for 50 people. That don't mean you're in love with them. You have men who sleep around. Not saying there's anything wrong with that, and they'll say, I'm in love with this person.
It's a totally different situation.
No, it's not. Because people,
you're not saying, they're not walking around saying you're in love with 50 people you're sleeping with.
Are you calling attraction love?
No.
Mm-hmm. So what do you consider love?
When you have deep feelings for somebody,
that's not love. You can have deep feelings for multiple people.
How many times have you been in love?
Really, honestly, I would say once.
Okay, so what happened with that?
What do you mean?
What happened?
What do you mean what happened?
Did they break your heart? Did you break
I'm in love with the person I'm with now.
So really, you don't know what's going to happen until it ends. You don't know how you're going to react until it ends. You can say how you feel right now, but until you're in that situation, you're not going to know what you're going to do. I mean, and depending on how long it takes, y'all could be together for 3 or 4 years. Your heart gets really involved. You fall really deep. You're not going to know what you're going to do until it's over. Exactly. You're not going to know how you feel until it's over. But we're talking about people that have been in love for a couple of years, a few years, 5 or 6 years. People have been in 10-year relationships that don't want to get out of it and don't want to have to start over with everything. So sometimes it is scary. So sometimes people want to try to work things out. Sometimes people want to try to deal with situations. Sometimes people want to deal with situations that are ridiculous all in the name of love, which is the whole reason why I was doing this show. Because what would you do for love? If you've been in a relationship for 10, like our parents have been together 30, 40, 50 years. If that she's not necessarily going to get a divorce. They might
I'm not
work their
saying they
situation.
should.
I'm saying that every situation is different. And if you haven't been in that situation, and you haven't, you're on your way. You don't know how you react until you get in that situation.
I have never said that if you get into a situation with somebody to just cut and run. I have never said that on the show.
No, but
What I have said is if you use
you're
love
addressing-
as a guise to not address issues, then that is weird to me. That does not make sense. Sure,
It makes
if
sense.
somebody can
Yeah.
cheat on me, and I consider and say, you know what, I'm willing to work this out. That's not me. That's not me using love as a blinder. That's me recognizing what happened and saying this is what needs to happen going forward. But if you're using love as a guise as to why you're not addressing issues, nobody's in a relationship and they don't have issues. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying when you use love, no, I'm not. That's not what I'm saying. You say either. But I don't want people to misinterpret what I'm saying because I feel like that's what happened. Because I've never alluded to that at all. I've simply said if you feel like you so in love that you don't want to recognize things for what they are, then you're being delusional.
Well, there's a lot of delusion that comes with love. There's a lot of it, and I know it sounds like crazy stuff, but it is some crazy stuff. When you fall in love, like I always say, how you feel about yourself is going to determine what you're going to accept from other people. So if you're a very lonely person, a lot of times the first time someone pays a lot of attention to you, you fall into that trap. Mm-hmm. And because you're so lonely, you might fall for anything. You might accept anything. It doesn't make it right, but it happens. So
you call that love? That's what you would consider love.
That's not what I'm calling that. I'm just saying that people confuse love for a lot of things. They confuse it with security. They confuse it with comfort. They confuse it with all things.
That's what I've been trying to convey.
But it doesn't mean they're going to handle the situation in the proper way.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean they're going to handle it the right way. Because if you're lonely and you think you're in love, there's a lot of things that you might accept.
And there's a difference between love and being in love and what you think is being in love as well.
That's what I'm saying. Like people call anything love. Just because you feel some way about somebody does not mean that it's love.
Not anything, but after a certain point,
After a certain point,
You have people who be in 8 relationships in 1 year. That's exaggerated, but you have people who hop from relationship to relationship. Mm-hmm. Oh, I love him. I love him. I love him. You really love 3 people in 1 year?
And the psychology,
honestly,
the psychology behind that is usually those are really lonely people.
So
they don't want to be by themselves.
So it's not. So it's not love.
It's feelings. In their mind.
In their mind,
that's what it is.
Because there's different degrees of love.
I mean, we know that. If you think you can walk outside and all of us can see that the sky is blue. If you think the sky is orange, and you honestly and passionately feel like the sky is orange, the sky is going to be orange for you. It's going to be blue for us. It's going to be orange for you. Like, I don't feel like people like Greek yogurt. I think people just eat it because it's trendy. It's disgusting. But people eat it anyway. I can't fathom someone liking Greek yogurt, but people do. I mean, this is as simple. The mind works differently. The mind is very powerful. You can talk yourself into anything.
That said, who are y'all to define love for someone else? I'm not anybody. I'm giving my perspective of what love is. That's
why I'm not defining love for anybody. I'm just saying that
I'm giving my perspective.
That love is different for everybody. Love is in that person's mind and how they feel and how they choose to deal with it. That's all it is. So I can't tell you that you're not in love. I can tell you that I see signs of unhealthy situation if that's the case, or I can tell you that I don't see any signs that everything looks really good. But I'm not on the inside out. I'm on the outside looking in. So what I see,
the topic of the show is what have you done crazy for love?
Yes.
So if you put me in the mindset of you doing crazy stuff for people who claim to love you, that's borderline not love. I'm sorry. If somebody's telling me to do something that's just not good and that's love, to me that's not. You can't love somebody and have them doing crazy stuff. That's just my opinion.
I agree with you.
Okay then. So I don't understand.
That you have to get to, so if you don't know, what are you saying, Brandon? Hopefully, Jamie, you will never have to be in that situation. The season part if it ever does, and you'll get that disappointed that you are beyond prepared, that you're not prepared to avoid. So hopefully you'll never be in that situation. Hopefully you'll never fall so deeply for somebody that
Yeah, I
that it
definitely
hurts.
will.
And hopefully,
But
hopefully it doesn't.
and
Hopefully, but the thing is, if you have to know your mindset. Like Juan said earlier, you have to know your worth. You have to know what you're willing to put out there.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
it's different,
I mean,
and that's different for everybody.
like I've said before, people set their own standards. In any time,
Right, absolutely.
I just feel like people feel like I have this entire naive perspective because I haven't lived for 40 years and I haven't gone through so many experiences. But I don't think that's required to think the way that I think.
It's not required for you, but it might be a requirement for someone else. So when you're dealing with situations like love, it's different for everybody.
Right.
Some people can be in love and you don't see any emotion, you don't see anything. You don't see the stardust or anything, you just don't see it. You just like, these two together, it's so dry and so whatever, but that's their type of love.
yeah.
Some people are dramatic and like to debate and argue over everything. That's their kind of love. People, love is different for everybody.
No, I did not say you can't be in love, meaning you feel like you're in love with somebody. What I'm saying is if somebody that you say you're in love with constantly has you in crazy situations, I doubt that they love you. That's my point. When you genuinely love people, you want what's best for them at all times. And maybe that's just my mindset. So if I say I love somebody and I'm putting them in crazy mindsets, really I don't care. I mean, crazy situations, really I don't care about them. And that's just my opinion. You can disagree. But if you love your child, if you say you love your child and you're constantly putting your child in crazy situations, constantly putting your kids in harm's way, you're doing them all, do you really love that child? Or do you just control them? Like I'm sorry.
Some people
I just disagree.
Control. Okay, like another example. So Nathan and I are in love. I don't want Nathan really talking to anybody else, and every time he does, we get into a fight. Every time he threatens to leave me, or every time he leaves me, I go find him.
That's not love.
In my head, it is. In my head, I love him enough that I'm going to go that far for him. I'm saying you can't determine what's love for somebody else. It's not love for you, but it might be love for me.
If somebody's controlling you to that level,
He has to decide. He has to decide if it's enough love for him.
I just pray for you.
But then you can do that. But I'm just saying, everybody's situation is different. People have gone really far. People have died. People have killed themselves. People have gone overboard for love, and it's different for everybody. Listen, love will make you do things that you normally instruct your boys or girlfriends not to put up with. Real talk, and I absolutely agree with you. And that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about love is not control. You're right, but it can be confused. It could be sometimes people confuse being in control with love.
And that's what I'm saying. We're confusing things with love that are not love, and we slap love on it, and it's not love. That's all I'm saying.
But
We're constantly doing that in this conversation. We keep calling control love. Oh, well, you think he loves you, and he's making you sit in a parking lot for 10 hours. How is that? Explain to me how that's love.
I can't explain that to you because you're not in that situation. That's what I'm trying to say. But you can't say how he feels. He might feel like
even in that situation, that's not love.
We know that, but he may not know that at the time. Is what I'm saying.
So why is me saying that controversial right now?
I didn't say it was controversial. I'm just trying to get you.
Well, read the comments.
Well, because I think what their perspective on it, your feeling is what you feel. My feeling towards my partner is how I feel. My partner may not be perfect. He may not always put me in harm's way. He may not even know that he's putting me in harm's way. We're getting these vocabulary words confused with control and love. No, they're not going to be the same thing. But at times, you meet the person. For me, I can honestly sit here and say, was I in love? No. But do I have love for them? Yes.
You have
Were there traits there that I did not approve of? Yes. Should I paid attention, hone in on that? Yes.
Okay.
But that does not stop me. I still have the right to say, you know what? I still love them.
Okay, let's
You know.
let's agree on this. Okay, so Wanda says it's not love, it's insecurity, but the person can still love you. Dad says losing yourself isn't love either. Wanda says they are two different things. They are. Nobody's wrong.
Yeah, it's
So let's
just
get that on the table. Nobody is
broad
wrong.
spectrum.
But the thing is, when we talk about love, we can talk about how we feel about someone else's love situation. We could talk about what we would do when we're in love. Those might be two different things. We can't determine what someone else's idea of love is.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
Oh no!
What I mean by that is,
no.
if I have a friend, if I'm watching my friend constantly in a relationship that's terrible for them, and they keep telling you, oh, they love this person, and you're trying to tell them that this person is really bad for them, and you give example after example after example, and people,
It happens all the time,
that,
bro.
I can tell you that that's not love. I don't care
We
what you say.
don't
That's not
know.
love. But you can't.
Okay, so
You can't
let-
tell that person how he feels. That way.
What they're feeling is wrong.
Right. So that's from your perspective.
It's misguided and it's terrible.
But
Okay, so
as long
this
as they
was an honest
think, as long as they think they're in love,
That's not just
They're
my
going to be in that situation.
perspective. That's a factual statement.
as long as they think they're in love, it could be anything that you want to be. But if they feel like they're in love, they're going to feel that way until they see what you see, until they see things differently. And that's the idea behind love. I mean, love is not all. Real love is healthy. Real love is not fighting and arguing all the time and something constantly putting you down. That's great. But people that have different versions of love, and depending on how you feel about yourself, is going to determine what kind of love you're going to be in. If you are insecure, as one says, you don't feel good about yourself, then you're going to accept a lot more from a partner than you would. And
It's part of the mental.
and part of that might be you think that you're in love. And
No.
you're going to be in love until you figure out that that situation is abusive or not good for you.
If my friend is asking me how I feel about their relationship, I'm gonna give them the honest truth 100% of the time. Because I have my best friend. It's been several times in his relationship that he's currently in. He's asking me about how I feel about certain things, and I give him the honest 100%
And
raw
that's
truth.
great. You're supposed to.
So that's all I'm saying I can do.
And that's all you can
That's
do.
all you can do.
If I feel like the person you're in a relationship doesn't love you, I would literally tell you,
Right.
and I would give you reasons why I say
They're
that.
not changing
But-
until they're ready.
Yes, until they're ready.
That's
So
all
it
I'm
doesn't
saying.
always have to
No,
be a
I understand
hostile
that.
thing.
I understand that.
It doesn't always have to be a controlling or hostile
But
situation.
if you, all I'm gonna say is, if you know somebody is bad for you and you using love as an excuse to stay with them, then I wish you the best.
Period.
I don't.
think it's
That's
that
crazy
cut
too.
and paste.
It is.
I-
It is. When
That's
you talk
crazy
about
to
it
me.
like that, it is.
It
crazy.
is bad.
But
if
what
you-
we're saying,
I don't think we're gonna. I don't think we're gonna have to agree to disagree.
that says give them the honest truth, but
You know,
be there as an ear if
Oh.
needed until they see what you see.
Absolutely.
And that's all we're saying. That's all we're saying.
it.
You can give somebody all the advice in the world. They're not going to see it. They're not going to feel it
Yes.
until they're ready. Until they're absolutely ready. Whatever they have to go through to get to that point, that's what needs to happen. And it might be next week, it might be next year, but at some point, if they're the least bit open to it, they're going to see what's going on, and hopefully they'll make some changes. There's some people get into one bad situation after another because that's all they feel like they're worth. You know, they might call that love. Some people get in situations that if you're not arguing and yelling at them or calling them names, they don't feel like you love them. Some people get in situations if you're not a jealous person and react every time they do something, they don't feel like you love them. Sometimes people, depending on what their experiences are, they equate that with love. If you've been through horrible situations or maybe a rough family that showed love in the wood, you're going to think that's what love is.
Okay, so that's what I've been saying. That's what I've been
But
saying this
it's-
entire time.
but
So why, if we can recognize that this is
I can recognize it.
I can
I'll say
recognize it.
I'm saying that the person that's in that situation is
You're
not
not
willing to recognize it until they're ready. So, Trey says everyone's journey is different. There are lessons in every situation that they need to be learned from others. That's great. All right, so I'm tired. So with that being said, I will say again, how you feel about yourself is going to determine what you accept from other people. So if you don't love yourself, that's your starting point. If you don't love yourself in a positive manner with all the negativity attached to it, there's another starting point for you. So let's try to keep that in mind. Love is not something that we can solve overnight. Love is not something that we can speak on for other people. We can only speak for ourselves and our own experiences. So hopefully, if we have people that we care about, we'll be able to help them out. And at some point, they'll listen when they're ready. In any event, that was kind of cool. Everybody share and share the page, and thank you all for your comments and all that jazz. And
This was interesting.
so we're gonna check out. Don't forget to share the page. Thank all of you for joining and your comments. That was great. We will see you next Monday, and I'll be off of the topic. If you have something that you want us to talk about, let us know. We're also streaming live on YouTube, so check us out there. If you have a YouTube channel, go to the Blunt Truth and like our page. And until next time, let's get on it.
But I didn't want to fix and do that and not say I'm not going to work.